Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Whether or Not, with Nature in the News stories from the Schuylkill River all the way down to Antarctica, as well as Addis's chilly extended forecast and a feature on ice jams. We have all of that and more coming right up. Whether or Not starts right now. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of Whether or Not. I'm your host, Andy Moffitt.
I'm your forecaster, Addis Juklo.
And it doesn't look like we'll be having any Antarctic air here anytime soon, Addis.
No, it'll be a warm weekend. There will be some showers around also, especially as we head into later Saturday and Sunday. But next week, it does look to turn colder again. We'll feel more winter-like. Might even see some snow. And we'll have details on that coming up in the extended forecast.
So don't put away the winter coat just yet.
No, winter is far from over.
All right. Well, first we'll start with Nature in the News.
The Penn State Extension 2017 Dive Deeper Youth Water Educators Summit was recently recognized as the 2017 Excellence in Environmental Education Program winner by the National Association of Extension 4-H Agents. Quote, "This award is given annually to one national winner and is a great honor to receive," says Jennifer Fetter, Penn State Extension educator. The award recognizes outstanding efforts in the field of environmental education that have high educational value, significantly benefiting the environment, the community, and which also includes collaborative programming with natural resource agencies. The award was presented in November during the 2017 conference in Indianapolis. Each summit, 100 educators from across the Mid-Atlantic gather to learn innovative ways to engage youth in water education programs, include new technology tools in their programs, stay up to date on emerging water quality issues in the region, and network with like-minded peers who can be valuable resources beyond the day of the summit.
America Beautiful presented Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful with a Diamond State Affiliate Recognition Award at their National Awards ceremony during its 2018 National Conference in Dallas, Texas this month. Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful was honored for its outstanding promotion of Keep America Beautiful's mission statewide and for its program support for local affiliates in Pennsylvania, distinguishing itself as an exemplary statewide affiliate organization. Keep Pennsylvania Beautiful earned the Diamond Award, the highest recognition, for its implementation of multiple community improvement programs, including the Great American Cleanup of PA and the Cigarette Litter Prevention Program. Celebrating its 65th anniversary in 2018, Keep America Beautiful consists of a national network of more than 600 statewide and community-based affiliates whose programs and initiatives, supported by millions of volunteers, help transform public spaces into beautiful places.
The Schuylkill River Restoration Fund is now accepting applications for grants for projects to address stormwater runoff, agricultural pollution, and abandoned mine drainage in the Schuylkill River watershed. The deadline for filing a letter of intent is February 13th. There are two specific focus areas, the Perkiomen Creek watershed and projects designed to protect the Philadelphia water supply. There is also a separate set of guidelines for projects involving land transaction assistance available through Schuylkill River Greenways. The grants are funded by Exelon's Limerick Generating Station, the Philadelphia Water Department, Coca-Cola, Partnership for the Delaware Estuary, and Aqua Pennsylvania. The Restoration Fund last year awarded grants totaling over $350,000 for 11 projects that will improve water quality in the river and its tributaries. Since being established in 2006, the fund has distributed over $3.3 million and leveraged another $5 million for 95 projects that protect and restore the Schuylkill River.
Large and potentially unstable Antarctic glacier may be melting further inland than previously thought, and that this melting could affect the stability of another large glacier nearby. An important finding for understanding and projecting ice sheet contributions to sea level rise. The findings, led by a Stanford team of radar engineers and geophysical glaciologists, came from radar data collected at the same locations in 2004, 2012, and 2014, each revealing details of the glaciers miles below the surface. The surveys show that ocean water is reaching beneath the edge of the Pine Island Glacier, about 7.5 miles further inland than indicated by previous observations from space.
Well, it's shaping up to be a nice start to the weekend, but we will be talking about some changes as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Friday will start off pleasant. We'll have an area of high pressure just off the coast, and this will maintain southerly winds into Pennsylvania that will keep us mild. We'll also see a good deal of sunshine, but there's our next system that will already be approaching from the west, and it will be here by the time we head into Saturday. Cold front slicing through the Great Lakes, and ahead of it, we'll get in on some moisture, so showers will become likely by the late afternoon, evening hours here in State College. Now, by Sunday, the rain turns into more of scattered showers, but this is when the changes begin. Colder air starts to work its way in from the west, so any leftover showers that will be around Saturday afternoon could change over to some snow showers by late in the day on Saturday. Notice a very complex weather pattern. Colder air building its way in, and we'll have a newly developing low off to the southeast, and this could be our next coastal storm as we head into the day on Monday. But for Friday, mostly sunny, a spectacular day for late January, 47 degrees, almost 15 degrees above our average. Friday night, looking good, a few more clouds, but still mild when it comes when we compare to average. 28 degrees for an overnight low, so you'll just need a jacket. Saturday, we start off quiet, but clouds build, and we see showers develop by the late afternoon, evening hours. That will turn into a steadier rain as we head into Saturday night. By Sunday, rain turns more scattered, just a couple showers around, but with the colder air working its way in, some of these could change over to snow showers as we head late into Sunday and into Sunday night. 46 degrees for a high on Sunday. That will probably be reached earlier in the day. And I mentioned it does look to turn colder as we head into Sunday night and on Monday. Coming up, Kristy has a feature on ice jams.
We all know when temperatures stay below freezing for an extended period of time, lakes, rivers, and streams freeze over. And when temperatures begin to warm up, that icy layer melts. But that's also when concern kicks in for forecasters, emergency officials, and residents along these waterways. If a waterway is not completely frozen and only the surface is frozen, there is still water flowing beneath the surface. When temperatures rise above freezing, those surface ice sheets begin to melt and break into pieces that then flow along the river. These tiny glaciers traveling downstream are called ice flows. Ice flows can build up anywhere there is an obstruction in a waterway, such as a bend, bridge, narrower passage, or even just a simple decrease in the slope. These built-up ice flows create ice jams. Ice jams significantly slow the flow of water and put nearby areas at risk for flooding, especially when rain falls around the same time the warmer temperatures occur. Rain increases the water levels in these waterways and usually causes sudden breakups of ice jams, creating flash flooding concerns downstream. However, if the ice jam does not break up, flooding can occur upstream instead. With our recent warm-up and rainfall this past week, some areas in Pennsylvania are preparing for impacts from potential ice jam breakups. The National Weather Service Forecast Office in State College issued flood warnings and watches for York and Lancaster counties earlier this week because of ice jams along the Susquehanna River. So I stopped by the National Weather Service office to talk with one of the forecasters about forecasting ice jams.
It's really hard to forecast a particular ice jam that say it's going to happen at this location tomorrow at this time, but we look for conditions that say the potential is there across a region or an area for ice jams to happen. And with the last week, with the first set of significant rainfall and warm temperatures, we kind of we knew that the ice was probably going to start moving from experience. And we're still dealing with it. We still have quite a bit of ice on the Susquehanna River right now.
To make forecasting ice jams a bit more difficult, unlike some areas farther northeast of us in New England, which see ice jams every year, Pennsylvania is not a regular for ice jam activity.
For Pennsylvania, it varies by season. The last 2 winters were very mild. We saw very little ice formation. We really didn't have an ice jam season. Several winters ago, we were quite cold. We had a lot of ice on the rivers. And then we hit a mild and rather tranquil stretch of weather, and we really didn't see a lot of ice jam flooding. This year, we obviously have been very cold over the last month, and we've seen probably as one of the more active ice jam seasons we've had in quite a while.
In fact, we've already had several ice jams cause flooding here in central Pennsylvania.
There's been some ice jams on Penns Creek and other locations across the area that actually have shut down access to communities. I mean, it can become very serious if it's in the wrong spot at the right time.
These chunks of ice can act like a slab of concrete with razor-sharp edges and create extensive damage. Some ice jams have been known to rip decks off and knock whole houses off of their foundations. If you live near a river, stream, or lake, keep a watchful eye on it as the ice starts to melt, especially if you live near a bend or other obstruction common for ice jam formations. It's hard to predict the extent of flooding that could occur, but some locations, even a mile away from an ice jam, could experience some flooding. So it's best to keep an eye out until the ice is completely gone and have a flood plan in place. And as always, if you come across a flooded roadway, turn around and don't drown. For Weather or Not, I'm Kristy Steward.
Well, welcome back. I mentioned we're going to be going through some changes this weekend, and that will continue into the extended period of the forecast. But let's first recap this weekend. Any outdoor plans? Friday is going to be your day to do it. Lots of sunshine, above average temperatures, well above average as we see highs making it into mid to upper 40s. Saturday is when the rain starts to come in, so we'll start off dry, then clouds increase and rain begins by the late afternoon and evening hours. That will be our warmest day this weekend with a high of 50 degrees. Rain turns to just showers by Sunday, but notice high of 45 and then a low of 28 degrees Sunday night. So any leftover showers will probably change over to some light snow showers as we head into late Sunday night. Mentioned earlier, there could be that coastal low that develops, and because of that, we could see some leftover snow showers come Monday, but look at the temperatures dipping back down below average to start off early next week. The good news is that system is quickly out of here, and we're left with sunshine by Tuesday. It's going to be cold sunshine, though, as our highs still struggle to make it near freezing. By Wednesday, we start another moderating trend. We'll look to reach the low to mid 40s for both Wednesday and Thursday. Next system threatens by late in the week, so we'll see some showers on Thursday and another cool down in behind that. Could see some mix of rain and snow by Friday. So Andy, after some warmth this weekend, the rain will definitely bottom out as we start out next week, but we're not going to quite feel the Arctic chill yet. Does look like some more moderation will take place next week, so we're sort of riding this roller coaster ride as we close out January.
So not quite Antarctic, you would say.
No,
Well,
not yet.
earlier in the show, we asked you, the audience, how many countries have claimed ownership to part of the Antarctic continent?
I don't know. Antarctica is one of those continents I've just never been trained in academically.
Well, if you had to guess between A4, B7, C10, or D18, what would you say, Addis?
I'm going to go with 4. I'm going to go on the lower end.
Well, unfortunately, you're incorrect.
Okay.
If you guessed B7, you are correct. The Antarctic Treaty was signed back in 1959 by 12 nations and hoped to make Antarctica a scientific preserve as well as a military-free continent.
And despite the treaty's claims of neutrality, that hasn't stopped Argentina, Australia, Chile, France, New Zealand, Norway, and the United Kingdom from claiming at least part of the continent as their own. There you go.
Well, I think it's time we claim some of it as our own.
I think so too. I think we should journey south Maybe not quite that far south. I'm thinking more of the equator.
Oh,
How's that
well,
sound?
I'll compromise with you there. I think we can do the equator.
Okay, maybe spend a weekend down there.
We
but
can take a break on the way.
yeah, I've had enough cold here for some time now in PA.
It's a good thing we won't be quite that cold.
Yes, not
All
yet.
right. Well, that's all the time we have on this week's edition of Whether or Not. I've been your host, Andy Moffitt.
And I'm your forecaster, Juklo.
Thanks for tuning in, and join us again next week.